This YouTube heavyweight spends anywhere from a few $100,000 to $1 million for one video. That's right, everyone. I'm talking about MrBeast. Today, we're going to be jumping into the financial insights as to how MrBeast is able to pull off these extremely ridiculous videos where he just bought 5 stores. He went into 5 different stores, a freaking GameStop, sporting goods store, and a Food Lion. The dude literally went into a grocery store and depleted the entire inventory. You're probably wondering, how is this possible? There must be something I'm missing. Well, that's what we're going to unpack today. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Jesse Tyler Ridgeway. Today, let's jump in to the financial fortitude of MrBeast. I wanted to do a double F there. I can't help myself. A double F sounds great right now. For those who don't know, living under a rock, MrBeast is one of the largest creators on YouTube, garnering over 50 million subscribers in just a few years' time. Now, that's not counting the entire backlog of him trying to bust his I censor myself, baby. He's surely put in his 10,000 hours of mastery. However, he's gone from just this small channel to 50 million, one of the biggest forces on YouTube and honestly on the internet. I'm about to say the world? Like he's like the 10th world wonder? How is he able to do that, guys? It all comes down to reinvesting into your business. That's right, guys. How he was able to buy 5 stores was because his videos are earning 5 stores worth of money. This is one of the things that I'm very passionate about on this channel, which is making you guys understand, breaking it down enough so you guys get how much money there is to be made on YouTube and just social media as a whole. That's right. What I'm suggesting is MrBeast, with his revenue on YouTube, is generating 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 month alone. Not only just 1 month alone, but potentially per video. So I really wanted to use MrBeast's recent video as a springboard to start this conversation. At the time of this recording, Beast buying 5 stores is up to 25 million views. Now, in previous YouTube AdSense breakdowns, we got into the nitty gritty, where I told you guys that 50 cents to anywhere to $40 is how much you could be generating per 1,000 views on YouTube. And that number fluctuates depending on what time of year it is, what category channel you have, knowing that the more family friendly and the more premium brands that can find keywords to attach themselves to, the higher the CPM or the higher you're going to get paid per 1,000 views is, as well as how long is the video and how many ads you have placed. Now, there's also another facet to how high your CPM is, and that is called Google Preferred. Now, what this is the top 1% of channels and the top, I think it is 5% of channels in any given category on YouTube actually earn premium advertisements. They earn higher ad dollars per 1,000 views. Now, to some of you, that's like, yo, what the rich get richer? Well, when you're commanding a large audience, it means you can command more attention to advertisements, so they're going to be worth more. And if you have a family-friendly brand, you're more bankable in terms of advertisers, so they can trust that you're not going to, be shoving your fist up your butt just for views. Although that sounds like something that might have been on MrBeast's channel back like 7 years ago. How far can I shove my... See, I got to be careful what I say on here so I don't ruin my own CPM on the finance channel. I'm just naturally vulgar, okay? MrBeast takes the quality of his content and the nature, brand-friendly nature of his content very seriously. So much to the point where he's removed any video that's ever gotten demonetized on his channel, and he's taken a lot of backlog off, and makes sure to be as squeaky clean as possible with the nature of his content. And it makes sense. That's how he's able to spend so much money. So most recent video, 25 million views. If we're taking his CPM on the low end, which would be $1, which he's not getting, he's not cursing like I do, or having blood and guts in there. At the lowest end, MrBeast on this video alone would have made around 25 grand for $1 RPM. If you hear me swap between CPM and RPM, guys, don't worry about it. I'm just talking about how much he gets paid per 1,000 views, which is RPM, CPM. They get interchanged. It's annoying. It's cost per ad. Blah, blah, blah. Watch my other video breaking down ad dollars. So let's take a more modest number. Let's say Beast is earning $10 per 1,000 views, which I think is actually probably average for somebody in Google Preferred. I don't know. I've never entered it. I know a few YouTubers that have, and they have seen $10, $20, $30 CPMs, and I've seen those CPMs on channels that aren't even in Preferred. So if it was a $10 per 1,000 viewed video, that's $250,000 right there. $250,000 for one video. Now, I'm not even getting started on what could potentially be a branded video, which, depending on what your brand rates are charging based on how your views and retention and all this other Beast could be charging hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not 7 figures, for one branded video. So for those wondering, how is he possibly spending so much? The videos are making that much. So it's basically him just reinvesting into his business. This is something that every businessman does, every creator does. This is something we were doing 8 years ago when I would say break an Xbox on the McJarrian's channel. I would say put $300 down for an Xbox 360. we'd break the 360, knowing the video would get 1 million views, and I would generate, say, 5 Xbox 360s back. But you keep reinvesting into your business, and you keep having success, you can scale that up to then, during Sega Series, we were destroying RVs, we were destroying pools, and able to cover that with how much the video brought in. If you ever wondered why the big YouTubers say buy new houses, or they buy really fancy cars, or they're giving away cars, you could look at it as, wow, that's very charitable, that's very nice, and in a lot of ways it is. But it's also a smart business move. That's right. So buying a brand new mansion or buying a Lamborghini, these are smart ways because they know these items will generate clicks and attention, creating backdrops for their videos, some items of which they can write off for their taxes. Buying a $250,000 Lamborghini, you could write that off as a business expense. You could say, hey, this was a prop for my videos, for my video series. So you could take 250 grand off your earnings for the year because you technically reinvested it back into your business. And then also every video you do with your Lamborghini, you could generate more money than what you spent on the Lamborghini. The same goes for house. Oh, family vlogger, all of a sudden, we move into our $5 million mansion, and then we only stay there for 5 months, and then we move into another house, another mansion, because suddenly you get a series of videos that will generate more money back. And so the big charitable events ends up being tax write-offs, and that's why a lot of rich people do charity. I mean, yes, it's out of the kindness of their heart, but they get benefits too. So it always gets hard to really discern somebody's integrity or the character or their character or whatever, because there is a lot of financial incentive and motivation behind doing nice things. Why wouldn't you do nice things? Not only do you get to do great things for people or for communities, but you can also make more money yourself. So this is the vicious, or I would say charitable cycle of MrBeast or just any channel on YouTube. When it gets to the point where you can basically film anything, you could pretty much write anything off as a business expense. And you could film major events in your life and constantly reap the benefits as long as people are interested. So back to the case of MrBeast, he has brilliantly, masterfully worked his way up the ladder to where if he's gonna buy all these department stores, or if he's gonna spend 85 grand in this store and then spend 200 grand in this store, he's gonna not only generate that back from that video, but the momentum will pick up so that way in the next video, he can guarantee some income and he can keep reinvesting more into his business. So all the money he just spent in that video, he can write that off his taxes and generate even more money, and then it's just a never-ending cycle. Now it sounds very simplistic in theory. Okay, well, I'll just break something, and this is what we thought. We'll break a popular console, make it back, and then technically you keep breaking more. However, it'll get to the point where that kind of idea becomes stale. And you could say it sounds really easy. We're like, all right, well, MrBeast, then he could just spend another $1 million and make sure he recoups that $1 million and it keeps feeding. Or why don't he just keep buying houses and get more views? Well, the viewers will get tired of that. And all it takes is a couple videos, say him even buying the stores, say it wasn't that entertaining, or say literally the concept was just paying money, and that's the whole video. We spent a lot of money, and that's the video. There's a risk with all of this. So you could put a lot of money down in a video. But for me, for example, I put down, technically 30 grand for a replacement swimming pool that my Uncle Larry drove through it, and I did not make that money back. For whatever reason, the video did really poorly. It's one of the craziest stunts we've ever done, and I spent around 30 grand, and the video, I think today has maybe only generated 7 grand. The video did not get tens of millions of views. It didn't, I don't even think it's broken 10 now. And so that was a loss. So if you keep putting money down into your business and you're not getting a return, then that's when it gets a little scary. MrBeast fortunately is getting recommended and pushed in each video. He makes sure that if he's gonna put down a lot of money, he needs to make it a banger piece of content. An interesting example of this would be, say when MrBeast bought the island. I think it was like a $900,000, or maybe let's just say $1 million island. If that video generated 100 million views, say with a $10 CPM, RPM, then he would get his $1 million back. Anything less than that, assuming he doesn't have a $10 CPM, he's gonna eat a loss. However, you also have to look at it as an investment in the future of content. MrBeast could then take that video, put it over to Facebook, put it over to TikTok, put it onto 5 different social medias, and get some kind of bankable clout, which would then build and build. And if he's getting royalties on all these videos forever, say 5 years from now, then it hits 100 million views. Then he's made his money back. So you don't always need one of these investments for a video to return right away. Case in point, a lot of my psycho videos from the McJarnets channel from years back, they're still earning revenue today. So a video that I might have ate a loss, say the pool video, I then uploaded that pool video to Facebook and maybe generated an extra 10, 20 grand. which then recouped my investment. The great thing is about good pieces of content is they don't necessarily need to die just within the week that you uploaded them. You know, these pieces of content will exist on platforms for many, many years until they shut down for whatever reason or something else takes its place. You have like digital real estate that is constantly earning you money. And on MrBeast's channel, he has hundreds of high quality pieces of content that he's put money down that will constantly earning royalties, similar to like Seinfeld or The Office, these shows from many years ago that are earning millions of dollars 10 years, 20 years later. Sometimes you do not get to see the fruits of your labor right away. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video understanding the nuance of YouTube business and reinvesting money. And guys, if you ever start to get some views or some attention or start to earn some revenue on a video or something specific you're doing on your channel or just on any social media, similar to betting or taking calculating risk, that's when you double down. That's when you triple down. And MrBeast has done an incredible job of not just taking profits. You know, at any point, MrBeast could have said, you know what, this video earned $1 million, this video earned $100,000. I'm gonna keep that just for myself. No, he saw he had a really great thing. He wasn't thinking about himself. He might have been thinking about his business, which ultimately, yeah, I guess it is. It all feeds everything. But he had something really good. And you know what he saw? An opportunity. If he kept pouring more and adding more fuel to that fire. So if you guys have anything that has given you a decent return, I would lean further into that and see how much more milk you can get out of them udders. That's what I did with Sega Studios. I'm like, yo, all right, let's roll. Let's put more money down. And it's still a little scary, right? You don't know if you're gonna get a return, but if you got a little bit of validation, keep going that way and keep punching through and don't be greedy and take money or take anything for yourself. Keep reinvesting it into your business, into your craft, and you will get better and you will make more money. Because that's what it's all about, guys. Drop some likes in this video because let's get minted. Call me when you're serious. Hey, call me when you're serious, MrBeast. Call me, man. I need that money, bro. Give me this. Good gal. And hey, let me know in the comments what else you guys want to know. We're grinding, baby. This is how the finance channel. I'm throwing that into the finance channel. We're going big or we're going home, guys, because you guys have given me all the love I need. 50,000 subs, baby. 50,000 big ones. You guys, a giveaway? Are we doing a giveaway for this? Let's go. Yeet.